Today we have a very unusual experimental projectile that we call the whirlybird. I was sent a bunch of these dumbbell-shaped lead projectiles by Wade Rush from Bubba Roundtree Outdoors. A small hole was drilled in each one, and the three pieces were attached by some heavy-duty thread with a tensile strength of around 30 pounds. The projectile can now be folded up and placed inside of a 12-gauge shot cup. And when shot, the projectile will open up like a flower and create a massive entry wound of around 30 millimeters. The projectile was packed in the shot cup with a buffer consisting of coffee grounds, believe it or not. Commercial buffer is usually white and very reflective and will obscure a lot of high-speed camera shots. The coffee grounds actually worked out very well, and I'm no hippie or anything, but reducing the amount of plastic pollution is always a good thing. Now, the premise of this projectile is to have very low recoil, allowing for quick follow-up shots. A 9mm bullet travels around 1,200 feet per second, but we'll be pushing these to around 1,600 feet per second. And a 9mm bullet makes a 9mm entry wound. These are going to make a big old 30mm entry wound. These are going to be nasty.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I'm Zach from United Ammo, and today we're going to be shooting the whirlybird slug out of a rifled Mossberg 500. And
I'm Justin, also from United Ammo.
You can speak up a little bit.
All right.
I was expecting like a Scottish accent out of you or something.
well,
okay, let's give it a try. Let's see if these actually work.
Well, the good news is the coffee buffer worked really well. But the bad news is, out of a rifled barrel, the projectiles just did not stay together. And out of the 3 projectiles fired, only one of them actually hit. But it wouldn't be a Tau Fledermaus video if we didn't have a couple failures.
I think it did the same thing.
Again, the projectile came apart. Now, I really thought that that thread with the 30-pound tensile strength would be more than strong enough to handle these high rotational speeds, but boy, was I wrong.
Now we're going to try it out of this smooth bore Mossberg 500.
There you go. Oh, that lid. There you go.
Out of a smoothbore shotgun, we had full deployment of the whirlybird. Now, normally an expanding hollow point expands after it hits the target. This one expands before it hits the target. And fortunately, the thread was strong enough to keep this thing together. And that is a big entry wound.
okay, well, now we're going to try it out of a Winchester Model 12. It's a smooth bore with a cuts compensator on the end, and let's see what happens.
Perfect.
Well, we got a terrible high-speed camera shot, but we can get the gist of what's going on still. And we did see one of the pieces exit out the back. Now, this is a stack of wet magazines that are about 8 inches thick. And once again, we have the giant entry wound, and as we progress through the magazines, we can see that the projectile started to spread out after a few inches. This, of course, creates more wound channels, causing more just trauma and damage. Now, some of the pellets did not make it through, and a couple of them did. So it's entirely possible that 1,600 feet per second may be a little bit too much. Maybe back it down to about 1,500 for less over penetration. Now, for prototypes, the accuracy was just okay. Now, the ditchbank watermelon, as we see here, is only about the size of a softball, so it's kind of a small target. But the whirlybirds are holding together, and they are fully deploying.
Alrighty, so my name's Amanda, also from United Ammo. I'm going to go ahead and give it a try with the Mossberg 500, and now we have a smooth bore on it.
Very good.
Now this shot was taken at about 10 yards away, and Amanda was aiming at the little black dot, came very close to hitting it. And just like everybody else, she didn't get any practice shots. And we had tremendous hydrostatic shock on all 3 of the jugs. Usually we'll see the hydrostatic shock on the first and second jug, but on the third one, we tore that one open too, and it's almost drained in that split second.
So it looks like this one was a little bit low and to the right. We were aiming right here. We did get a couple that went off to the sides. We've got one right there. We've got one back here. And I believe this one had one to the side right there as well. And they
So
were
it
facing
broke it
this way.
apart inside the water. So
Yeah.
pretty good energy dump though for just a light load like that. And the recoil was pretty low.
Barely any.
Okay.
I think you got a headshot.
I don't think we've ever split the head of a gummy bear like that.
Can't say I've seen it, no. But it hit and just split that open on the top right there.
That's nice. That was probably the best shot of the day. Windage was good, and point of aim was pretty good. Got lucky on that one, I guess.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, 30-yard accuracy test. I don't know. I have my doubts. Okay, whenever you're ready. I'll hit something. I killed it.
I went.
All right, the first shot looked really promising. It was pretty accurate. He was aiming at the exact center, and he was only off by about an inch or so. The second shot, well, not so accurate. He was aiming at the same exact spot, and that thing went really high. Now, the weird thing is we had rotation of that thing out of a smoothbore. Now, it was probably spinning at about, I don't know, 500 or 600 RPM, but it was spinning in a clockwise direction. And it's possible it was induced by the spinning of the shot cup itself.
I had high hopes for that first shot. So you're aiming? Where were you aiming?
I was aiming like about right there, 2 inches left of my first target. So first one obviously went just about 2 inches to the right. The second one, well, the good news is it only went a few inches to the left. It's much like about a foot up, but you know.
But it left the coolest hole yet. Look at that.
That is so cool.
Because it looked like on the high speed, it was actually rotating a little bit. I don't know what caused it to rotate out of a smoothbore.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, maybe if we get to rotate properly, it'll go good.
Yeah. They consistently failed out of the rifled barrel. Sadly, every one they came apart. Just too much centrifugal force ripped that thing apart, and I underestimated the strength of that thread for sure. And I'll have to use something better, some wire or something like that. I don't know.
You know what though? To be fair though, I just thought about this. For what, 30 yards away though, that's not bad. I mean, if
it's not great,
that's not great, but that's still on me.
Yeah,
I'm about an average-sized man-sized target.
That's a good point.
You know,
I like your optimism.
Oh, you know, you got the silver linings.
You never know until you test them out, though.
Yeah.
I want to thank Amanda, Zach, and Justin for taking some time out of their busy schedule to help me film this. I hope you guys appreciate that. And I, of course, want to thank you, the viewer, for watching the video. I hope it came in your feed this time and you weren't unsubscribed to us. And, of course, thank you for liking the video, for us taking the effort to film this for you. Now, hopefully down the road we'll revisit this, maybe a year from now or so, using stronger materials and maybe get these things to function out of a full rifled barrel. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.